Let's see what happens. Don't cheat now, Dan. Oh, come on. That ain't bad. 178. Dude, I was 177.8. Come on. I didn't get that bad. 10 pounds. What?
Well, let me be the first to congratulate you on getting under 180. I was all ready for that scale to hit, say, 195.
Yeah?
That would have been comedic gold.
You thought so, huh?
Yeah.
I told you. 180. You know, that ain't
Anytime
bad.
anybody has ever told me that a scale was not accurate, it always sounds like a lie. It sounds like, complete cope.
Well, you know, I had money in my pockets, and money weighs more than fat. You know the saying.
And money talks. Bullshit walks. But yeah, I mean, do you feel 178, or do you feel...
Today I feel a little more than 178 because I just did them squats. I feel 400 pounds, but
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
But I mean, just like when you're moving around, do you feel like the mass is there?
Looking in like when I was gone in the Bahamas, I caught myself in the mirror a couple times and I actually felt thinner. I think it's because the food's so expensive. Like I still ate a lot, but I don't know. I couldn't gain too much. Like on the cruise ship versus when the food's free, it's a big difference.
Oh yeah, but just psychologically.
I was being cheap on
Yeah.
dude. When I was there, I was stretching it out, eating sandwiches. Because a sandwich there was $24, so it's like it was a little like one piece of meat on it. Like it wasn't even like a New
That's
York.
like more than airport prices.
Oh, dude, yeah, dude. This place was way more. Dinner was $54.
Jesus Christ.
Like so, but I still got fat a little bit, but.
Yeah, there is
cheap
something
fat.
about free food though. Like when I used to work on like movie sets, when there's just a thing of food right there, and you're just like, you wait around for the next 6 hours.
Right.
It's like, you got nothing else to do.
Such a difference.
You're just making trips. You just feel like standing up, so you just end up eating more food.
If I did 3 weeks on a cruise ship, I would have came back 190.
Oh my God.
I guarantee you. I did it before, dude. I was
that's
190.
like, and you're eating like food too, right? That's like plates of food.
Yeah.
That's not even just like getting candy bars and stuff.
You're eating there's you can't really get candy bars on the show. I mean, you gotta pay for that. It's like $5 a bar probably.
Oh wow.
But
you're just getting plates of spaghetti and stuff.
You get not so much spaghetti. I usually do the rice, and there will be like some rice and beans with. I'll throw some shrimp and some whatever those things you crack them up, mussels. Yeah, throw some mussels in there, sausage, and then
but
you get
I think
fried
it is
chicken.
available. I imagine a lot of these people are just getting spaghetti, right? Getting that big old plate of pasta.
There's a little bit of pasta, but there's better stuff than that. The pasta isn't that great on there. I mean, you could do it, but there's, you could also do a lot worse if you want. They got fried chicken every night. They got chicken nuggets. They got
Well, it's like kid food.
Yeah, there's a lot of kid food. I mean, there's also like whatever pasta, salad. Cakes are free.
Yeah.
But a lot of good tasting rice with seafood and pork in it. I mean, that stuff's hitting.
Yeah, that stuff's no good for you too if you're eating,
Yeah, and it's all buttered and stuff.
in quantity.
And then like the vegetables are all buttered. But I found this last cruise, I started finding little hustles with eating healthy 2 cruises ago. Now it's just a matter of willpower. But I don't know, I never noticed this before, but they had grilled chicken in the mess every night. The mess is where the workers eat.
Yeah,
There's healthier options.
Those workers aren't getting fat, right?
Yeah, they're not. There's healthier options down there with them, so I'll probably start hitting that up more.
You guys start learning about getting some Filipino foods from.
Yep. You know what's weird with the Filipino food? It'll just say protein. You'll say, well, what is that? They'll be like, that's protein and that's
it's
rice.
what it is. It's some kind of animal.
Right.
There's something used to be running around. Now it's not running around no more.
Yeah, and they got sushi in there too sometimes.
Oh. Well.
What's your thoughts on
sushi?
I think
Is also
sushi's
not
healthy.
good.
What's
No.
wrong with sushi?
It's rice. The rice is not good for you. That's it. There, yeah. I mean, that's not like, it's all just carbohydrates. So it's like.
Yeah.
The reason why people assume sushi is healthy is because the Japanese people aren't all big and fat. Or they didn't used to be, at least.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not why.
It's just because they don't eat a lot of sushi.
Yeah. And generally, the rest of their diet isn't like, big-ass hamburgers and
A
stuff.
lot of lima beans, right? What are those beans and the green things?
Oh, the edamame beans.
Yeah, edamame.
It's just, those are soybeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even now, though, people in Japan are just eating McDonald's and,
Yeah.
there's just bullshit,
But
checkers.
They're staying thin, and people from Japan do love McDonald's.
People everywhere like McDonald's. Yeah, and there's big fat guys now in Japan, too.
Yeah.
So it's like, that stuff never ends.
I'm excited to go to Japan, man. Can't wait for the sushi, some edamame. What else should I get? Some green tea.
That's sushi. You're not going to get, like, good sushi, though.
You don't think?
You got to spend, like, a crazy amount of money to get good sushi.
And even in Kishiro,
What's that?
oh, that's the part of Japan I'm going.
Kishiro.
Yeah, whatever. Kush.
Kyushu.
Yeah, Kushu.
I mean, there's good. It's like you're gonna get good sushi in New York City.
Oh yeah, but I mean, something about being in Japan, you got to get. Don't you have to get sushi if you're there? That's what you guys.
But I mean, it's gonna cost like. It's not like it's like.
How much yen? What type of money is in Japan?
It's yen.
Is it yen?
But I mean, you use your Apple Pay. You just put that wherever.
Well, I mean,
But
how
it's-
much could it be? $35?
No, it's like hundreds of dollars to get like
Wow.
good sushi. How much sushi costs in New York City?
Wow.
Do you ever get good sushi in New York City?
How much do you think a hotel's gonna be for me?
Probably like $200-$300 maybe.
Oh God, for one night?
How much do you think hotels cost?
I was hoping to get like a Motel 8 down there. Or
Aren't they
something.
paying the hotel?
Only one night. They're covering one night. I'm covering a night.
Oh wow! You actually got to book it yourself?
I'm gonna just book the one that they booked me at.
Oh
I'm
wow!
Just gonna get
Well, I'm sure they're gonna book you with some piece of shit, right?
You never know, dude. Had that 5-star one in Rome, so
Yeah.
I gotta do some research. You know, I don't know if it's. See, the thing is, when you ask to go out a night earlier, they time it out to where I get there at like 1:30 in the morning, and then you leave for the ship at 5:30 or 6 a.m.
Oh wow!
So that's why I said, let me get another night. I want to enjoy some time there.
Oh wow!
Going to Japan.
I mean, it's for like a day, though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's better than nothing. If I'm flying across the world, I gotta walk around a day.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I mean, make the best of it, I guess.
Yeah, dude.
But
if
it's
I
like
got-
the idea that you go to Japan and all of a sudden you're like a rich person. It's like, no, you're still, you're coming from New York City.
Yeah,
You know what it's like to walk by a nice restaurant, and it's like, I'm not eating there.
I gotta splurge a little there. I'm getting like
You're gonna get,
$1,300 for the gig.
yeah, I'm sure you're gonna get dragged into some fucking tourist shithole. I'm sure.
7 days. I'll be all together. I'm on the boat. I get to eat for free 6 of the days.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Flights for free.
Yeah. I'd be crazy if you lost money on a gig like this.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to go eat no $300. I want some sushi out there. I would spend it 50, 70.
It's like getting like good pizza in New York City. It's like, hey, you can just get pizza any place.
Yeah.
There's like a couple places in.
Well, pizza's a bad example because, I mean, the most a slice is ever going to be is
But I mean, like
$7.
you go to like a nice like wood oven pizza place
Yeah.
that's in like Gravesend or.
But even then, you're only dropping 40 on a pie.
Yeah. But it's like that there is levels to it. It's not like you can go into a 7-Eleven in Japan and get sushi,
Yeah.
It's not going to be like, you can tell people you ate sushi in Japan.
No, I want to find a nice little family-owned spot, maybe where the girls out back washing clothes or something by hand. I don't know what they do over there.
No, you're thinking Thailand.
Yeah,
Japan
maybe
is
I
a first
am.
world country. This is not like, yeah.
Is Thailand not a first world country?
No, well, Thailand is like a tourist country. This is where like creepy gods like you go get your dick sucked.
Well, I
in
was
Thailand.
in Italy. They all washed by hand, but I don't think Italy's probably a first world.
Well, that's like
country.
old school though.
Yeah,
Japan.
that's
is
what
like,
I want. Some
Japan
old
is,
school.
you're not going to like the countryside in Japan.
Oh, really?
Maybe
Kishu?
it'd be like going to Newark. And being
Kishu's like going to Newark.
yeah, well, it's like going to a city.
Oh,
You
wow.
go to Newark and you're like, hey, how does the old people live? It's like we live in America.
What do you think I'll experience? Anything cool down there?
It's a cool. You walk around. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's just like any other place you walk around.
Well, some places you go walk around, there's nothing there. Like Canada, you got to be into the wilderness to like Canada.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like most big cities in any country you go to, it's not that different, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, compared to New York.
But most cities you go to these days, you see people just sort of like living their regular life.
Oh yeah, you do, but I mean, it does look way different. Like Lisbon's night and day.
Yeah.
I feel like.
But when you're walking around, like every downtown in America looks kind of similar.
You'll catch some Dwayne Reeds out there.
Yeah.
Maybe they
No, it's
named
people
the
going. I
Pringles.
mean, not even that. I mean, it's like there's people going to work and stuff. And
Oh yeah.
little kids playing, and
Yeah, I guess.
you
for the
don't
most
see
part.
like you're not seeing like some wild. It's not like if you were going to a big city like 1,000 years ago, you would have seen someone getting like beheaded,
Yeah.
or you would have seen some crazy shit going on. But now it's like people are people. Most places you go.
Yeah, I guess where you see a lot of stuff. You could see a lot of fights in Glasgow.
Yeah.
That's a rough area.
You're going around like drinking and stuff.
People in Scotland love to fist fight. Is that Scotland or Ireland? I think that's
it's Glasgow,
Ireland.
Scotland. Right?
Glasgow? I'm not sure, but there are a lot of street fights there.
Oh yeah.
Like people just like you think it's bad in New York. The homeless there will straight up bare knuckle box you in the
I feel
street.
like homeless people in New York City don't really fight as much as people say they do.
They don't.
They just like, because it's like, what's this guy? he doesn't have any energy to fight.
There was this huge thing in the Bahamas where they were warning everybody there's drug wars in the Bahamas all over weed. I guess it's getting like legalized and not legalized. So it's like that's what a lot of the drama's from, because every 10 feet there's somebody trying to sell you some stuff.
Oh, wow.
And they're all from different gangs, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You've seen what's happening in Haiti right now?
No.
That's some wild shit.
What?
That's just like
Haiti's always been wild.
But I mean, Haiti right now is like an action movie.
Wow.
Where there's like gangs that are taking over the entire country. And like the leader of the country just resigned, and all these cities are just being overrun by like, you know, warlords.
When you go to Haiti, they have it all chained in, and you can't leave the little area. And there's people with M16s, army people surrounding the chained in
Wow.
fence.
Yeah. Well, there's like whole towns in Haiti right now where like the streets are blocked off with like burned off trucks, just because they don't want gangs coming in and being able to like make an escape.
Yeah, over there is where the most aggressive people are. Like, kids will scratch you for money. Like, for real, you got to physically run away from them.
Man.
Jamaica's bad, too, man. People, and DR.
Yeah.
All those areas are pretty rough, man, like Amber Cove and DR.
Yeah.
You ever see that, dude? It's like people just makeshift houses on the street.
Yeah. I bet some of those guys in there, like, there's probably one guy in that village who could fight, like, real good.
Oh, dude, I guarantee it.
The one guy that everybody talks about. It's like, oh, you gotta talk to him.
I wouldn't mess around.
And then like you probably have to go through like an alleyway to like a different alleyway, and you just see him like
even like
training.
The Bahamas. Like, dude, there's people out there like you could get arrested in the Bahamas and you're just done. You're just gone, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's not like it's not like here where you're calling a Better Business Bureau.
Yeah.
Like there was a comedian got locked up in the Bahamas for a year.
Wow.
You know, you can't be buying drugs out there because they look at it as you'll pay.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure like it's almost like a hostage situation then.
Yeah.
Where it's like they bring you in, they're trying to get, shake you down.
People try to get you. You'll see them on the corner. They'll be like, come on. And they're real. Dude, they'll get you in their cab. And dude, it's like nobody has these cab plates. Like there's nothing's legal. It's just some piece of crap car falling apart, some van. And they'll just be like, you want a taxi ride? And you're just taking the risk, dude.
Wow.
And their business cards, they don't have them. They write it on like a Burger King's receipt. And you're just like, dude, you just got to trust this dude in the Bahamas.
Anytime you have to communicate with somebody through WhatsApp, that's how you know something bad's happening.
Yeah.
This is like that's the all-time shady app right there.
You're right.
The shadiest app on your phone is definitely going to be WhatsApp.
They got this hustle there, the cab drivers, and they got us too, where you ask them to take you somewhere to eat, and they take you to, there's one restaurant that's crazy priced. It's called Twin Brothers. And, dude, it's like a meal's $168.
Wow.
You go right next door, the same meal's $50, like snapper and whatever, some chicken.
Yeah, there's like a kickback situation.
Kickback, yeah. They walk in, they get the money. People make you feel guilty when you're leaving.
Wow.
It's crazy. People are so ignorant there because, like, I don't know how you consider, like, I don't know about first world or third world, like, which ones are which, but in the Bahamas, they make more than us. Like, jobs pay so much and tips are included. People, if you look up people are rude to you, like the wait staff everywhere, because the tips are included and they're making like $4,000 a month. They don't need they're doing better than we are, you know?
Well, I'm sure it evens out somewhere.
Yeah, like there's people that probably ain't making the same, I guess. I don't know.
Most of the places, I'm sure they're getting shaken down by their bosses and stuff.
True.
Yeah, because it's not like they're like living in some like nice place or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say. The parts I went, like Nassau, is pretty damn nice.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's tough to say, man. I'll be honest with you. I think our dollar's worth 90 cents versus the Bahama dollar.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how that kind of stuff works.
Well, I know everything I paid, I had to pay extra money towards the rate, you know? Like, if something was $10 for me, I ended up having to pay like 11 something American.
That sounds like somebody just saw you coming.
Well, you know what they do? They add in that VAT charge or whatever.
Yeah, value-added tax.
Yo, that's what that is. Mm-hmm. So they add gratuity.
It's like extra sales tax.
Yeah. So they have tax, gratuity at 18%, and then the VAT charge. So if something's $10, you're spending like 14.
Yeah, it's like in Europe.
But then also when you see you spent 14, then you get through Chase Bank, they adjust it. And you pay more. Mm-hmm. Like when you look at your app, you're like, damn, that shit was like 16.
That's why you got to pay cash.
True. Yeah, you're right too.
Trade some coconuts or something.
Yeah, and I had cash with me too.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the tax write-offs.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. So you got after this though. I mean, like, let's promote the dates.
Oh yeah, when's this coming out?
Next Monday.
Next Monday. Well, okay, so Saturday won't work. Wait, the 22nd and 23rd. This will be out by then, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Youngstown, Ohio. Well, near Youngstown, Columbiana and Niles. Columbiana the 22nd, Niles the 23rd. Doing stand-up comedy.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're out of town this weekend though, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to Benningham or whatever.
Binghamton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on Saturday.
I need to learn how to read.
Yeah,
that's Saturday. That's March 16th. I'll be there. 2 shows,
So where you going after that?
6:30 and 8:30, and then I'm going back to Ohio early. I'm leaving the day after that. Go visit with the family.
Oh, you're going to Youngstown.
Yeah, I got the 21st is a charity benefit. It's on my Instagram. It's in Akron, Ohio. And then the 22nd and 23rd, one's Columbiana and one's Niles.
Those are like right by Youngstown.
And then April 6th, we got our thing, man.
Oh yeah, April 6th, New York City.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Upper West Side, Chop Cheese Comedy.
Let's talk about these Columbiana shows though.
Yeah, Columbiana.
It's going to be like all the people from back in the day coming out.
Yeah, all my friends.
Guys from the car wash.
Old people from the car wash, friends I grew up with.
People
I
getting out
had
of
fans
jail.
when I started too, actually. So
Yeah.
you know, my real good friends. You never know. It's hard to get friends to come see you, but I had a little group of fans that used to come see me, and they're all coming out.
Wow.
So I'm excited for that. Like they see me when I started.
You think there's going to be anybody there who like didn't believe in you back in the day, and now they're just
probably.
like fucking pissed off?
You never know. Those will be the people asking for 5 minutes.
Those are the people. Just imagine like front row. This is a dude with his arms crossed.
Yeah.
And he's just furious.
You know, that last bit, I didn't get it. I know everybody
fucking
else
guy.
was laughing, but
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
It's going to be the Facebook message you get afterwards.
Did you mean to blink 4 times in that bit? I
Yeah.
felt like it was blink heavy.
I took some notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you really want to make it, you got to get into my carpet business.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm excited.
It is funny to think that there's some people who go to comedy shows and they're just pissed off the whole time.
Dude,
They're just angry.
Yeah. People came. I've had it happen.
They spend $30 on a ticket and then another 30 on drinks. They're just like the whole time. They're just boiling.
You could tell it's the people when they're coming in with their expectation. You better be funny, you know, or they're drunk. Really drunk people is what I had the biggest problem with this weekend at the Atlantis. People that were drunk and people that lost all their money in the casino.
Oh, wow.
And they showed up. All they could afford to do was the comedy at this point.
Wow.
And then they show up. Yeah, the blackjack dealer beat me over the head. You got to fix it now.
Oh, my God.
I'll be surprised if you make me laugh,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you think it's going to be like people from like high school and shit coming out?
I really hope so. You know, if it's people from high school, like my friends, then I know I'll genuinely have it's just you act different in front of your, like, you know, the audience to me, when it's like my friends back home, it's the most real I am. I could admit that. Like, because it's like I'm hanging with my buddies legit, and I bring up stories I might have never thought about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm hoping so. I mean, I already know I got a lot of friends already buying tickets. I think one show's almost sold out.
So they're going to, I mean, you really got to you only got like a week to lose some weight.
Well, I'm
Man,
going fat.
That flyer, though, I don't know if you guys can see Dom's Instagram right now. They got that flyer looking young.
Yeah.
That's the skinny Dom right there.
That was skinny Dom.
That was boxing shape Dom.
That was 5 years ago, Dom.
Yeah, how much
I was
did that,
skinny 5 years
How
ago.
much did that Dom weigh?
143,
Wow.
142. I'll tell you what, when I was moving furniture, I got down to 137. I couldn't keep weight on me.
Wow.
I was solid. I was that type of solid. I don't know. You work out a little bit, but you ever been like that type of fit when another straight man just wants to keep hugging you and dapping you up? Because, you know, secretly they want to feel that muscle. They dap you up a little, looking solid, you know, looking
I think
tight.
you just get harassed more than me. So it's like, this is not a good comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more of a personality choice than a...
Well, I think it's more your job. A lot of roofers like to hug you a lot because they want you to feel how solid they are.
I don't know. I used to do a lot of moving jobs. I didn't get felt up.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is something about when you're doing that kind of work, you are just like everything is always falling off you.
Always.
I'd eat like 2 Chipotle burritos, and, you know.
And, you know, even me, dude, I literally couldn't even eat. I mean, I had the truck. It was hard to even have a minute to eat.
Yeah.
I would go 14 hours and not eat. Like, I was working so hard. And, dude, just pouring sweat for all day. I mean, I'd bring 5 shirts with me. And I'd be, you know, I'd go through 5 shirts in a day. That's why when people say, "Oh, you can only really do cardio for 30 minutes," I'm like, "Your ass! I detailed cars for 12 hours a day
dudes who
too."
work in a fucking field.
Right.
Yeah, these guys work in a field and they eat like one like tortilla.
Right.
Yeah, they don't got shoes on.
And I tell you what, you'd hate to fight those guys. Imagine a hug from one of them dudes.
Oh, that's why these Mexican boxers can just like go at each other for 16 rounds.
Speaking of boxing, dude, what do you think of the Tyson? We got to bring it up. I can't. I seen Tyson on one of his. Because did you read the claw? Like they got the weird claws.
No knockout rule or something.
It's gonna be headgear. I think Jake Paul.
Oh,
Jake Paul's allowed to wear headgear. I hope he doesn't. Like
headgear is not going to do anything for you, right?
I mean, it's just gonna make it less exciting.
It looks worse, but it's not like you still take the hit.
Yeah, you still take the hit, and you still get cut.
I think they said it is like an officially sanctioned match, right?
Yeah,
so it does count on Mike Tyson's loss record if he gets if he takes a loss.
It looks like, and here's one thing about Tyson: he don't want to lose to a white boy. Like, dude, I don't care.
He already has lost to him.
But there's a little bit harder training going on. Like when he fought Roy Jones, he kept good sportsmanship. He didn't want to make Roy look bad.
That wasn't as bad of a fight as people said it was going to be.
No, it was a good fight.
It was all right, yeah.
But I felt like he wasn't trying to take Roy Jones's head off.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he don't want to lose to white boy.
I mean, like in like the worst Tyson fights, the one that he just didn't want to get back up, remember that?
Oh yeah,
when he just quit between rounds.
But you can't blame him though.
I mean, like that. I think like it was the first his big comeback fight that one time. He fought the white guy in Australia.
Yeah,
and he just took a loss. The thing is it Logan Paul or Jake Paul?
It's Jake. But then also, were they saying they might tag in? They can't do that too, right? Because you never know with TikTok. I just seen a TikTok saying they might tag in Logan for a round. I don't think that's possible.
I don't think that's
they wouldn't do that.
No. But I think honestly, Mike Tyson has about, if they do it, is it 10 rounds?
I didn't think that. Dude. No way. There's no way it's that many
6
rounds. He's 60 years old.
6 rounds?
I was thinking 3 rounds.
I think if they're, it's got to be at least 5-6 round fight.
Man,
but dude. I think it's going to be like Mike Tyson has about one good round in him. That first round, he's going to come out swinging, and then it's like he's just going to gas out.
They have to be fast-forwarding his training videos. He put some weight on, too.
Well, I mean, like they say, strength is the last thing to go, right? Power.
Yeah, but you see how fast he's moving in the videos that they're posting?
I believe it. The problem is that, even Mike Tyson back in the 80s, it's like none of his fights lasted more than 1-2 rounds. And it's like, even he admits now, it's like the fights that went longer than that, he would gas out.
And
he was never really in that good shape to begin with. It was just power.
Dude, to come back at 60, he deserves the money. I think he's getting some money now, too, though.
Yeah. Mike Tyson's been he's still in the mix. He's selling weed now and
right, but in his podcast is doing good.
Yeah.
But 60 years old boxing, I wonder what he's making for the fight. He deserves it, man.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be the first big Netflix fight. They're fighting in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think he's got to be walking away with $20 million.
Jake looks tough, but if you watch the training videos, Tyson looks faster than him.
Well, you can actually watch Jake Paul boxing matches, and it's like this dude, he's good. He is super athletic, but he doesn't have crazy power. Mike Tyson still has that
You think he's still got that dog fight in him?
I think if he catches a couple really hard shots to the body, it's like you're just gonna fold just because that's how it happens. But
you ever look up the old Foreman fights? I think Foreman was 60, dude.
Oh yeah, at the end, yeah.
It was crazy though. He just walked right up to me, bro. It was like fake
George
monster.
Foreman grill, yeah, when he was still grilling,
dude. But when you talk a real monster in the ring. Who do you think would
they
win?
say he was the hardest puncher of all time, right?
Did you see some of those fights? He walks up, hands down, and just bink, and the dude goes right down.
Yeah.
60
well, he's all
years old.
fucking fat. And he's all tubby looking. Yeah. Mike Tyson's not even fat though.
Do you think Tyson could hit as hard as Foreman was hitting when he was 60 though?
I don't know. Foreman and when he was fighting Ali, that was the hardest puncher, hardest anyone's ever punched.
A big thing it comes down to.
But Tyson is just ferociousness.
A huge part is who's in your corner though too. Who do you think's Tyson's corner guy? Who's his trainer for this?
Oh, I think it's just some guy.
Because you need somebody good there to tell you what to do. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think this match. I imagine the first round Tyson's going to come out swinging, and Jake Paul is just going to dance around him for a while and just going to try to wait him out. And then I think the last few rounds, Jake Paul is just going to start tagging him up.
Yeah.
With somebody, you get that old. It's like you just can't, like, your brain isn't moving fast enough to.
And he's probably thinking more about, I need the money for my kids. Like, I want to, I'm getting
I don't even
old.
think he needs. It's not like he's broke. This is just like one last hurrah.
But I bet you this is a few extra million for him.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be. I think he likes the attention too. Just like,
Yeah.
if he can pull this off.
Gotta pay his taxes, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm watching of clips of Chris Tucker's special, dude? I liked it. I never went back and really watched
He's
it.
talking about Michael Jackson.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's a funny
It's funny.
special, bro.
He's down. Yeah.
Yeah, he is, dude. And think about it, he hasn't did stand-up in for unless we didn't know he was out working. I haven't seen him.
He's the kind of guy who's always on tour.
Oh,
Just
really?
continuously. Yeah, he's been kind of doing the same material for a long time, I think.
Yeah, because, dude, he was rocking that special, man.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. And I had to pop in that original Friday movie.
Oh, yeah. You watch him on Def Jam, too?
Yeah,
He's talking about
killed
getting
it.
robbed? Yeah.
That Friday
Pissed
movie.
off, man.
Yeah. Dude, stole my damn car.
Well, I love that. That was his like catchphrase. Back in the
Yeah.
day. It was like I get no respect. But
Dude.
like the black version.
He
Pissed
was,
off,
yeah,
man.
he was, yeah. He was so young in Friday. When's the last time you watched Friday?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, he was probably like 21, maybe 22.
Yeah, dude, he was young. He was
Yeah.
real young. Real animated, though, hilarious, man.
Him and Mike Epps.
Yeah.
I was watching some clips from the new Mike Epps thing. That dude is still solid.
Oh, yeah, dude. Even honestly, his stories are so funny on the podcast, like where he gets robbed and put in somebody's trunk. That story is cracking me up.
Mike Epps is the kind of guy where it's like, I mean, I'm sure he's like doing pretty well. He's
Yeah.
had a good career and he's probably rich as hell, but he still can play like the underdog.
Yeah.
You still feel bad for him when he's talking.
Yeah, he does.
It's not like you're listening to like Kevin Hart where it's like, oh, this guy's like a fucking megastar. But
Yeah.
it's like, no, Mike Epps is still like a guy. He can still play a loser.
And just stupid funny.
Yeah. And he's still talking about, getting beat up or something. It's still good.
Yeah. Yeah, man, he cracks me up, man.
I feel like that's part of being like a comedian is just knowing like how people can still see you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like there's some guys who like who can't pull that off. Even just not even just comedians, but just actors. But like when you see somebody like, you ever see that Jamie Foxx movie with Tom Cruise?
Oh, yeah.
Collateral.
Yeah, I
Where
did.
he's driving him around.
Yeah.
The thing that always bugged me about that movie, which I thought was all right, Jamie Foxx can't be a loser.
Right.
In the beginning of the movie, he's supposed to be this just like nerdy guy
Yeah.
who's getting kicked around, and it's like I'm watching it the whole time. Like, no, you're Jamie Foxx. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You can't play like an underdog.
I seen him talking about an interview. I know I'm gonna hack the name. That Sidney Poitier.
Yeah.
Dude, he's huge in the Bahamas. They love him over there. Is that where he was? He from
Sidney
there?
Poitier?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
His
a weird
pictures
pull.
everywhere. Yeah. I figured he was from there.
I think he is. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's such an old school thing to pull.
Oh, dude.
That's
but
like Marlon Brando. Or
there's
something.
statues of like people love him in the Bahamas. We
Wow.
went for a walk. I seen like 4 things with him.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's what you need right there.
Yeah.
Someday, you go back to Youngstown. You just see your fucking face
A
everywhere.
statue of me with a boxing
Yeah,
thing
it's like
up.
Che Guevara or something.
Yeah, dude. I would though. I would. What do you call? I would love to see the. I seen Tyson when he came to Youngstown. He did kind of a tour thing where he fought people.
Yeah.
But the problem was it was like one of those headgear matches, and you could tell he was holding back. It was 3 rounds headgear.
I mean, this match, I don't think he's gonna be holding back.
Yeah, because it's Netflix.
I think
got
he's
to
trying,
in.
and this is like, no one's ever fought on Netflix before, and everybody's gonna be watching this.
Wow, nobody ever fought on Netflix before.
This is Netflix the first time they've done a sporting event.
Holy cow!
So it's like, imagine a pay-per-view costs like $90.
Yeah.
This is Netflix, so it's $15 a month.
and
Everybody's
it's
gonna be
live though, isn't
It's
it?
live, so everybody's gonna be watching it.
Yeah,
So it's like this is like when they used to do boxing on NBC back in the day.
yeah.
Where it's still like everybody's getting in to watch.
I'm excited for the fight.
Yeah.
Tyson had some hard man. He knocked some people out crazy back in the day.
Well, I think it's still just like it's like watching Rocky 6, where it's like, can you still do this one more time?
He used to let people. He had a mansion near my hometown. It was in Warren, Ohio, and he used to let people go and play basketball at his house.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Man, imagine that.
I don't know what he was doing. Why he had a mansion over there though. But
Dude
it's like,
just had houses.
40 minutes from where I grew up.
Oh wow.
Yeah. My buddy got his autograph. He went to the hospital one day. His mom got the autograph.
Wow.
But I guess his sister and them used to all just hang at his house. Did you see now they're advertising Tyson as 5'10"?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he shrunk from getting older. I swear, didn't they used to advertise him at 6 foot back in the day, old fights?
He was always under 6 foot.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. I imagine, too, when you get older like that, you start curling over a little bit.
It's crazy that people said he would just buy people's cars. He would just meet them and be like, yeah, open up the car dealership and just buy somebody an $80,000 car.
Wow.
Like, imagine that.
Yeah, just imagine, like, all the people that were just ripping him off back in the day.
Guaranteed.
Just knowing that you got someone like Tyson who's eventually going to come back after you.
Trump had his back. Did you see those interviews?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he would be like, if I was Mike Tyson, fight in my casinos, raise money for charity.
Trump is like, he's low-key like a big fight fanatic guy.
Yeah.
That's a dude you just see. You see him at the UFC. He just pulls up and just watches ringside.
He had all those hotels. Those were those Tyson fights weren't they?
Atlantic City. Yeah. That's how you can tell somebody is kind of like, this is a shady business to be in. There's no good people in this business.
Yeah.
Especially behind the scenes.
It's crazy he got hit with that bill, $350 million in fines.
Yeah.
That's
he already lost another $100 million.
Man, dude.
He lost like $500 million.
That is insane.
Within a couple weeks. Yeah.
That's insane.
Oh, man. This is also exciting, too. I don't know how it's coming out this week, but like he's going on trial in Manhattan in like 2 weeks.
Wow.
So, I mean,
can you get tickets for that?
I think you can just show up. I imagine it's going to be full, but the jury notices are about to go out right now.
Wow.
So, I'm a registered voter, so it's like I'm in the mix. I've never done jury duty in New York City, but it's like this would be I would volunteer for it if I could.
Yeah.
But imagine getting that letter in the mail. It's like Willy Wonka.
Well, you can't go anywhere.
That would be I'd be so excited to get that.
Wow,
letter.
Man, that would be crazy. You'd have people message you. See, that's if you were
threatened and shit,
dude. There'd be people behind you. Like you would definitely. I guarantee you, if you were a jury on there, they couldn't let you out in public in that case. Like you'd have to be in a hotel, just going out of the hotel for the thing.
Well, that's one of those things where they keep your name anonymous, but I think people would just they'd scan your face or something.
But they would follow you,
and they'd be like threatening my parents or something.
Right, but they would follow you outside for sure.
Yeah.
I think in that case, you can't even leave a hotel. I bet.
Well, it sucks too because it's the kind of case where it's like if you really want to be on the jury, that's when they don't let you be on the jury.
Yeah, you gotta act like you don't know who Trump is.
Right.
Who is this guy? Anyway?
Give him a fair shake.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is America, isn't it?
I don't know how you could even get juries for that because so many people hate the dude and so many people love him.
In New York City. They're only drawing from New York City.
Oh, then that's already a lose.
It's going to be tough. Well, I mean,
that ain't even fair to him. They need to draw from Ohio.
Yeah, his other cases are in Florida and shit.
Yeah.
And D.C., Virginia. So it's like he still has some buddies. But it's like, no, this dude's about to go on trial. And this is like
Does he have buddies in D.C. and Virginia, you think?
Nah, he's got goons.
I wonder what they're talking about. Virginia's a nice state.
Well, yeah, he probably, like Florida is where he wants to be on trial. But like this New York City case, this is like the porn star case too.
Yeah.
So you get to hear that whole story again.
It's just stupid that they're even asking him questions about the porn star thing, in my opinion. Like,
This is like, it's kind of a weird.
It has nothing to do with anything. Let's be honest. Like everything else aside, I get he's the president.
Well, he's not on trial for fucking the porn star.
But they're gonna bring it up.
He's on trial for trying to cover it up.
But what's the big deal? Like, it's like, come on, that's his private life anyway. That shouldn't have been out there.
No, he paid his lawyer, paid the girl off.
Right.
And then he wrote it off as a campaign expense.
Oh wow! Oh,
yeah,
I see. Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so legally he could have paid her off, but he had his lawyer pay her off, and he told the lawyer to lie on his behalf. And it's a check, so the check is all And that lawyer already turned on him. So the lawyer is already a snitch.
Wow.
And the girl is already out doing stand-up comedy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right. What's the worst that could happen with that one, though?
It's
campaign fraud? Oh, wow.
A Class E felony. It's
damn.
Yeah. I mean, it's the lowest level felony, but it's a bunch of them.
But since they hate him, they're definitely that's not getting lowered to a misdemeanor.
I don't know.
But you would think this dude's got top dog lawyers, though.
Well, I mean, his top dog lawyers just lost him $500 million.
Huh.
So it clearly, there's only so much you can do.
Wow.
Especially if people don't like him.
I just
Especially you get me on that jury.
Dude, I don't see the dude going to jail. So you're on that jury no
If
matter
I'm on that
what
jury,
happens.
this dude's
Guilty.
Yeah,
Going down.
Guillotine.
Would you give Trump little
I
cocky
would love
looks?
to just exactly in the middle. It's me and him locking eyes for a second.
Now, what if somebody came up to you though, realistically, offered you $1 million? Just not guilty.
We'll talk.
Yeah,
That's an opening bid.
that would be nothing.
I consider it.
You just need one person to say not guilty.
Yeah, it's true. But it's like I would love to just be in that room. 'Cause he's got to be there the whole time.
I feel like he's popular with the Mexican people.
He is.
Most Mexicans I meet love him.
Latinos.
If they got cowboy boots on, they're Trump fans.
Well, they like a big, strong guy.
Yeah.
Who fucks a porn star.
Yeah, they do too.
Doesn't hang out with his wife.
That's a real gringo there.
Doesn't matter what he says about him.
Yeah.
He's they like a guy who's a big tough guy.
Now I see all the girls on TikTok don't like Joe Biden. I thought they were all for him.
I think that part of the is just your TikTok too.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll see what happens. They're calling them creeps a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't know. I couldn't tell you one way or another. I think it's all set up. It doesn't matter who the president is. There's big pharmas taking care of everything.
Yeah, it's not too big of a deal.
Right.
But it is just like the way this trial plays out. If this is how it ends for him, I mean, what a way to go out.
What if he
You
pulls...
spent all this time just moving billions of dollars, going bankrupt 3 times, building casinos in Atlantic City, becoming president somehow.
I just don't see
And then going
it.
down for the porn star thing.
But you know what? I really
That
don't
is
see that happen.
Act 3 of a movie.
I know everybody can't wait for him to go to jail. I do not see it happen. What I see at most is him being in some nice high-end place for maybe 9 months that he gets to check out of. Like, it's some corrupt thing going on or house arrest.
Yeah, it'll be something like that or like a suspended
I don't
sentence
see
or
this
something.
cat going to the big house for real. Like,
Time served.
People are like, oh, no, he's going to go to the penitentiary. No, there's no way. Like, they won't let somebody like him in, like, Rikers. It's not happening.
Probably. I mean, it would be like a real
Even if he killed somebody.
protected custody situation. Everything everybody's ever said was never this could never happen. It's happened.
Yeah.
People, I mean, like there's never been a precedent for this kind of thing. Especially you get me on that jury.
What do you think the closest was to this president getting in trouble like this? Maybe Nixon?
Well, I mean, presidents used to just get shot back in the day.
Yeah.
So stuff like that would happen. But yeah, Nixon, someone like that, where it's like Nixon, we didn't even know. To this day, people don't really know what happened.
Right.
Everything is still kind of like, under wraps. They just got him out before. But someone like Trump, it's like you never know what kind of shit he's got going on.
Yeah.
And he just put up a bond of $100 million that they don't know where it came from.
Wow.
Because someone like Trump, he doesn't have $100 million in cash sitting around. So he's just had to make phone calls to whoever. And somebody's had to put it up for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got those billionaires, and you never know.
In fucking Saudi Arabia or something.
I wouldn't be surprised. You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Buying some gas deal or something?
Someone like Roy from LOL is just like showed up with a briefcase.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, you don't know me.
I don't know. You never know. I feel like Trump he might have that liquid cash somewhere. And
Guys like that don't have money, though.
He just spent it all.
Yeah, well, he's just got buildings. And he's got like sports memorabilia or something.
Yeah.
He's
O.J. Simpson stuff.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy where it's like he owes you $1,000. He'll be like, oh, here's $300 and one of Shaq's shoes.
I wouldn't be surprised if Oprah gave him the money.
Yeah, right.
He was on that show a lot back in the day.
Yeah, I'm sure she still owes him. Some Russell Simmons money.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I hope you get to go on trial with him.
Oh, man.
Get to meet him, get his autograph.
Well, just making that kind of enemy, too. Just looking at the back of his head.
Yeah.
What a life.
We'll see what happens, man. I would love to go watch it myself.
Yeah.
Or just show up there with a sign. Just have a sign that has nothing to do with it. Like just, Pringles aren't really chips.
Yeah.
It's actually rice.
Yeah.
Pringles is cheating on taxes.
Just imagine that level of because you deal with little stress, and it's like you can kind of see how you react to stress. But just think about how much stress you've gone through just going through like the airport.
Yeah.
When on like a day when something goes wrong.
Right.
And you're running a little bit late, and it's like that feeling of like trying to get through security, and you're a little bit freaked out in your head. You feel your heart racing a little bit, and like your mind is racing. Imagine you might serve a life sentence in jail.
The crazy
Just
thing
imagine
is,
having to walk around with that in your brain 24 hours a day.
but when you see him interviewed, he's not even thinking about that.
This dude, that's how ice cold he is.
Yeah.
Where it's like this dude has 4 lawsuits in his head at the same time.
Right.
And they're all criminal cases, 91 felonies. And he's like, just got to do business. And you're that old. Just imagine like how you handle stress and how someone like that can handle stress.
He's had so much stress in his life. I mean, let's be honest, dude. There's probably been situations that we don't know about when he was 19 or something.
Well, there's just been situations where he had to borrow $1 billion from this guy to pay back $2 billion over here or something.
Yeah.
And it's just like some guys can just. I get freaked out at the grocery store, but if someone like that can just like handle that kind of stress, that much pressure.
I know you can never be Donald Trump. I hate to tell you. You'd feel guilty trying to be Trump.
I'd overthink it. I wouldn't be able to sleep.
You'd borrow $1 billion from somebody, it would get in your head.
I couldn't borrow $2,000 and feel good about it.
Yeah.
That's all I'd have on my mind. That's why I don't like, I've never really gone into debt for anybody.
It's crazy. I never realized he has the Rodney Dangerfield suit on. Did you ever notice? Like, is that what Rodney wore? The blue suit with the red tie?
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like it's a little bit too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of like.
You got the red tie. People say a red tie is like trust with power.
Yeah, well, it's like especially like a super long tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has apparently that handshake where he like squeezes the shit out of your hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love Jason Scoop's impression of that handshake. Every time I see him, it kills me. Yeah, man. I know people in Ohio that for sure are like, you know, they're going for Trump. If he had that case in Ohio, he'd be in good shape.
Yeah.
I don't know what would happen. Do you think there'd ever be an uproar if they put him in prison? And here's the other thing. Isn't he the only other candidate? Like, who's even close to him? The election's in what?
Yeah, no, he is the candidate. There's no other, like, he is the Republican
and
candidate.
it's in November?
Yeah.
So he's got like 10 months. Not even.
Yeah,
I think it's like 8 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's going to be on trial for quite a bit. So it should be interesting.
Who do you think will get in there? If they arrest Trump, who's going against Biden? Or is Biden in his second term?
No, it's going to be Biden.
Yeah, it's going to be Biden again.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be, it's pretty much a coin flip at this point.
Between Biden and Trump.
Uh-huh. If Trump goes to jail or something happens to him, it's like there's no one who can beat Joe Biden out of that party. Yeah. It would be somebody like, DeSantis or somebody.
I'll tell you what, dude, they're going to have to board up if he don't go to jail. I feel like New York, the buildings will get boarded up if he gets off free. Remember when he was running for election, dude, they were boarding up all the buildings in Times Square. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. I can't imagine, like, I mean, I follow this stuff because it's interesting, but I can't imagine actually caring that much.
Oh, yeah.
To go out and break a window somewhere.
There's one guy, my buddy was like, just mess with this dude because I don't pay attention to politics, so I never really seen anybody physically get angry over talking politics. And my buddy, he goes, he's from New York too, he's a comic. He goes, man, next time you're working with Lance, he goes, just tell him the wall is stupid and it didn't help at all. Dude, so we're in Jamaica eating jerk chicken, and it's me and this other comic from L.A., and I told him, I'm like, watch this, I'm going to mess with Lance. Bro, I had to tell him. He couldn't calm down. I'm like, Lance, I was just joking. I don't mean any of it. Dude, he was shaking. He was so mad.
Wow.
He was like, what are you talking about? You think it was a waste? I'm like, I let it go for like 10 minutes, and I was like, dude, this dude's going to have a stroke.
Yeah. That's what all those TikTok videos of the people on the wall.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you can just jump over the wall.
K1 visa. Well, here goes a one for you. Check this out. I don't know if this has to do with them remodeling the airport or what, but I hate going through immigration. In New York, JFK takes forever, right? So I'm like, I just came back from the Bahamas, got to go through immigration, right? Go through Bahamas immigration, 2 hours or whatever, get on my flight, land. I'm like, I got to go through New York's immigration. Dude, they landed us at Terminal 4. No one from the Bahamas had to go through immigration at JFK.
Really?
Isn't that wild?
I wonder why that is.
I don't know, but that's insane if you think about it. You know how many people don't need to go back? Like,
wait, what do you mean they didn't have to? They just walked through the regular U.S.?
All of us did. All of us walked right through the UF whole flight. Jet, like a Boeing.
Oh, wait. Wait, so you didn't have to go through immigration either?
No, nobody did. Dude, 500 people.
This is just the airport. This is how fucked up the airports are. This is just how much pressure they get put on the airlines to do the right thing. Yeah, they have no idea who was on that plane.
Nope.
And they just walk right under New York
500
City.
of us. It was a huge jet, dude. A 3-row, like, you know, it was like a Boeing, whatever. One of those big dogs.
See, it's just they think they're putting this much responsibility on some guy who's making $22 an hour.
Right.
He's just like, no, there's less work for me to do.
Whole jet from the Bahamas, from Nassau to New York.
Wow.
Yep. And, dude, think about it. So many people. Dude, that's a win. I mean, you're just in now. Nobody even mentioned anything like, hey, guys, go here. I couldn't believe it. I'm looking like, wait a second, how'd we get off in this terminal? And I'm like, they got to have something closed off, obviously.
Wow.
Dude, all of us right through.
Just
Boom.
imagine if you were a guy who was coming from who had just traveled to like 10 different countries. And
Yeah.
This was the last thing. In your head, you're thinking, I got to tell them this, the border. I got to say
Right.
this. We got to get this paper and make sure you lie to them. And then the last step ends up being like, no, you're good.
America, home
And
of the free.
the guy just walks out into New York City. He's
'Cause-
like, I'm just done.
You know, in general, now these people are good. Like, nobody knows they're even in New York.
That's the thing. I was talking about this before on stage, but it's like there's so many people who like it's so hard people jump over a fence and you got to walk through the desert and they're like in this safe house and this and that. But it's like everybody I've ever known who's ever come to America on like a tourist visa, you come to this country on a tourist visa and technically you can stay for 2 weeks.
Right.
Just never leave.
Well, you
If
could
you
also,
just don't, but if you don't leave, they never ever come after you.
unless you get in trouble.
Unless you get in trouble or you have kids or something. But if you're just a regular guy, everybody I've ever known who comes from Europe and they have run into some like tourist visa trouble or something, or they can't get like a green card, those guys you end up working at a restaurant.
Right.
You find a way to live.
People hire their own.
They don't have enough like enforcement agents to actually come get you at this point.
The one thing I'm wondering, though, now I know the K-1 visa, people have documented they know when you got here,
Yeah.
right? But these guys that just came here, even if they get in trouble, nobody knows when they got here.
No.
You
Nobody
know?
knows who they are either.
Yeah, so they're just pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
If they can just get a fake ID. Dude, the amount of fake IDs in the Bahamas,
Wow.
it scares me now. Now, dude, I'm done playing games. I'm looking. People, I got to know you're old. I got to look at a girl and be like, okay, you got you got the lines. You're this old. I had no clue. So, dude, not that I'm meeting any girls here, but the Bahamas was full of kids that are 17 with fake IDs. Dude, they were getting in the nightclub. They're gambling. They were there, dude, and they were talking about it everywhere. Like, I was tanning, laying outside. They're showing each other their fake IDs. You could just get it online now.
Wow.
People are like, oh, that looks real. You know, I don't know where they're getting it from, but it's crazy. They were in the nightclub at the Bahamas, clearly 15 years old.
Wow.
And the people in the Bahamas don't care. They'd rather you gamble. They don't know how to gamble.
Yeah.
They were losing all their dad's money, probably. All these rich kids. I mean, dude, rich kids. This one kid, we're talking to him. He's throwing $1,000 on the roulette table a hand. I'm like, dude, Danny. His name's Danny. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. He goes, oh, yeah, my mom owns 20% of this casino.
Wow.
And they're from Long Island. I'm like, dude, she owns 20% of the casino in the Bahamas? Like,
Wow.
it was all rich New Yorkers, Hamptons, all these people, dude, with the bags. You could tell, just millionaires.
Wow.
17 years old, 16, fake IDs, hammered drunk,
What a life.
gambling $1,000 a hand. People's room bills were crazy because you can gamble with their card. There was this dude screaming at this dad. He's like, why would you let her gamble? She's underage. But they ain't checking that shit.
Wow.
They're just like, go for it. I'm sure the Bahamas was built on underage gambling.
Yeah.
The amount of money I've seen people lose, it's crazy. A dude had $200,000 on the table.
Oh my god.
And dude, he didn't even know what he was doing, nor did he care. Dude, I'm
Wow.
watching him play. He's just throwing money. My buddy, who's like a pro blackjack player, was getting pissed. He's like, dude, what are you doing? That's the dumb. Why would you take a hit? The dealer's showing a 2. Like, I don't know all these rules like that.
Right, yeah.
But you know, the dealer, you're expecting the dealer to bust. You got to assume the dealer always got a 10. But sometimes the rules don't always work, you know?
That's what the fucked up thing about. I mean, like, I get blackjack is the smartest game you can play in the casino in terms of odds,
Right.
but it's so stupid how many guys just assume they know how this works.
It's all
They
luck.
act like they're not gambling.
Right.
This is gambling.
And here goes the one thing. So what happened to me was I get it. The rules, I know. The dealer was showing a 3, so I was supposed to not take a hit.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. I'm down all my money. I got $100 down. My last 100, a fan gave me the $100 chip. I put it down. So I needed a 7, right? I had 14. The dealer's showing a 3, but evidently I'm supposed to wait for the dealer to bust. I'm not supposed to take a hit. So I go hit me. And the dude next to me freaks out. He's like, "Are you stupid?" And then the dealer's like, "Man," he's like, you don't want to take a hit." And I'm like, "Nah, dude." I was like, "It's cool." The other guy's like, "Dude, don't take the hit." So then this dude takes the hit, and he had like 19. He got my 7. I would add 21. And then the dealer got like, I guess this dude had 19, so he won. But we're all playing against the dealer. I think the dealer ended up having like 17 or something. The dealer was under.
Oh, wow.
But still, it's like, dude, I would have had 21. That's what I get. I would have won that. So the rules don't always.
But it's not even that, but just the idea that everybody knows what the right thing to do is.
Right.
And almost everybody is leaving with less money than they came in with.
And they will die for that. They're like, listen, that's what you do, dude. I'm telling you. If you play with some serious, they lose it, dude. They'll be ready to fight you. And it's like, dude, it's $25 a hand. Like, what are we doing over here?
And guys who play blackjack for real like that, they play for like 14 hours straight.
Yeah.
You go the whole night just to like edge out a few $100 or something.
I'll be honest, from what I noticed, the guys that play for real like that, it's more about the short game, dude. They're throwing 5,000 on a hand. They're just hoping they get lucky, and it's like in and out. Because the long game's where you lose.
Well, the long game, you really got to know the math on everything. That's when you start getting into the weird science kind of shit.
Oh, trying to count cards? I don't know how anybody's doing that. But
that's when you get into some weird Chinese math. And stuff
and there is people, I'm sure, like that. But see, the problem with those tables are when you're somewhere like the Atlantis at a $25 a hand table, anybody's just walking over and they're screwing the order up, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Taking dumb hits or whatever. But dude, I've seen some real cowboys like from Texas down there, and they were for real. Like, dude, I seen them, dude, 5,000 a hand type stuff.
Wow.
And didn't even care when they lost it.
Jeez.
Cowboy hat, cowboy boots. I mean, they're probably, who knows? They probably make $400,000 a year selling cows or something.